Good day once again. You're welcome to today's episode of Cardinals Hub. In this channel is basically for tech, to keep you updates on tech issues and also to keep you abreast of latest happening, especially issues surrounding social issues for university and professional world, especially if you are a master student, PhD student. The purpose of this channel is to equip you with relevant knowledge on how you can succeed in your academic journey. How do you approach social issues? What are those things that you need to put in place if you are analyzing social issues? And what are those things that you need to put in place when you encounter any difficulties in social issues? So this channel also deals with research. And what does this research talks about? It basically introduces you to the process of conducting a meaningful research. What are those things that you need to put in place, and how do you conduct a research? So basically, this channel is basically for tech, keeping you update of the relevant skills in tech world, equipping you with relevant knowledge on how you can survive the tech world, research, social issues, and also content strategy. How do you build content, search engine optimization, how do you optimize your page, your website? So these are some of the things that this channel will basically equip you. So once again, you are welcome to Cardinals Hub. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. So I've already explained what this channel is all about. And also, if you're an old subscriber, you're also welcome once again to this episode of Cardinals Hub. So in this video today, I will be taking you through research process. And what are this research process? Basically, I will be taking you through how to write a meaningful introduction and statement of problem. So basically, in every research, we have introduction, we have statement of problems, we have research objectives, we have research question, we have justification for writing of a research, and also we have literature review, methodology, results, and recommendations. So basically, so the main reason why I'm focusing on this first aspect is this is like an ingredient, a material in preparing your food. It's just like you want to cook a rice. Now you have the rice, but those ingredients to make the rice, assuming that maybe you want to prepare jollof rice. So your jollof rice is the introduction and the statement of problems. Introduction. Why? How do you write a meaningful introduction? It's like, okay, you have this rice, you have different ingredients. Then how do you combine these different ingredients together so that it brings out the desired taste of jollof rice that you aspire? So basically, you may have heard that, okay, introduction, statement of problem, research question, and the likes. But the question is, you have a lot of ideas in your head. So the question is, how do you structure your ideas in such a way that it capture what introductory section entails? How do you structure your ideas in such a way that it capture what is required of a good statement of problems? So basically, what to know. That is, what are those things that you need to know about the introductory section? What are those things that you need to know at the statement of problem section? Then how do you know, and what are the common errors? So introductory section of research, let's start with it. What does the introductory section of the research entails? How do you structure your introduction? What are the common mistakes, particularly when people mistake introductory section with literature review? Most often times, I've seen a lot of write-up. Reading it, you won't be able to differentiate whether this person is actually introducing the topic, or whether this person is actually doing a literature review. So these are some of the common mistakes that people usually make. Although introduction and literature review, they have this similarity, but in as much as they have this similarity, they also have their where their dissimilarity in such a way that they are not the same thing. Although you can actually borrow some ideas in your under your literature review to make your introductory section robust, but most times you have to be cautious, you have to be meticulous, especially when you are writing your introductory section of your research. So always think of an introductory section as having a lot of problems in your head to tell people. Just like the name sound, introduction, it means that you are introducing these particular topics to us. Okay, it means that you assume that you've not heard of this topic before. So your aim is to introduce these particular topics to us. Okay, take for example, maybe you are working on female contraceptives, attitude of females towards contraceptive use. So that's a project topic, attitude of female towards contraceptive use. So the aim of this section is to problematize your topic. What do I mean by this is that the aim of this section is to tell us that, okay, there's a problem in this particular topic that needs urgent attention. Okay, you are telling, although as the name implies, you are introducing us to the topic. Okay, you are telling us what we need to know about the topic which you've already coined. It's a very good idea if you introduce this to us, but at the same time also, the aim is to problematize your topic, in the sense that you try as much as possible to tell us that there is a problem in this topic that you need that needs urgent solution. It is like a product that you aspire to market to the audience. Okay, for example, now think of your introductory section as you being a marketer. You're a marketer for your company, and you've been given a lot of deadlines. You've been given a product to market. So it is like a product that you aspire to market to the audience. You've been given this product A, and you've been given a deadline that, okay, you have to sell this particular product to large audience. Your audience are available. Your audience are available outside the world. Your audience are available already. Then what you need to do now is to market the product to them so that they can buy it. That's just what you need to do. So it is now left for you to what? To let your audience see the reason why they need to buy this particular product. Meaning that you must socially tell your audience or consumer why they need to purchase your product and why your product is the best. Assuming that maybe the product you are given, you have numerous competitive market for it. Your company is not the only one selling this particular product, and you are giving this particular product to market, and you must sell it, and there's a particular target that has been given to you for you to achieve. Then your duty as a marketer is what? Is to convince me that, okay, this particular product that my company gave to me will benefit you, especially if you are having this particular problem. You must be able to convince me that, okay, even if I'm using other products different from your company, you must be able to tell me and convince me that the product that I'm using different from your company, is not good at all. I need to what? To buy into the idea of your company's product by patronizing your company. So, in as much as you think of the introductory section in that direction, you won't have problem. Just like I said here, like research, your audience is your reader. You must explain to them why they need to pay attention to your issues and why your topic should be the most sought after. You don't have to start operationalizing your concept, but rather the aim is to what? Is to tell us there's a problem somewhere that needs urgent attention. So it's not a matter of maybe like if you are dealing with female contraceptives, the aim is not to begin to tell us that female contraceptive is this. The aim is not what? It's not to start defining what contraceptives is all about. But the aim of this introductory section is to what? Introduce us to what? To the world of contraceptive. And you are trying to tell us that, okay, this is what this product is all about, this research is all about. And you are trying to tell us that in as much as you are what? You are introducing the topics to us, you are also trying to let us know that, okay, there's a problem in this particular topic that needs to be fixed. So you don't necessarily need to be telling us that female contraceptive is this and that. Female contraceptive is this and type of contraceptive. No. You don't have to do that. The question is, if you start your introductory section like that, by basically defining what contraceptive is all about, telling us what are the types of contraceptives that you will have, the question is, what is now the purpose of what? Of your operationalization of the operationalization concept, operationalization of the concept section, and what is now the purpose of what? Of the literature review section. So you have to be careful in this particular aspect, in the sense that the aim is what? Is to introduce the topics to us. At the same time, the aim is to let us know that there is a problem that needs what? That needs to be fixed. Always have it at the back of your mind that your introductory section is your selling point. As I said here, in as much as you have lots of things in your mind, you have to structure it in such a way that it provides clarity to anybody reading it. Have an outline. That's what it means. You have to have an outline. What you're supposed to put at the beginning, don't put it at the end. Okay, if the first paragraph, okay, your outline for the introductory section may be like, okay, you have maybe like 6 paragraphs in total. Okay, maybe your first line maybe you trying to tell us what this particular topic, briefly what this particular topics is all about. You can even adopt a kind of funnel shape, like, okay, this particular issue from the global issue, okay, female, this over the years, what has been the trends of these issues over the years, what problems as various scholars identify in this particular trend. Why is it a problem? Why should we be interested in this particular problems? These are some of the things that you are expected to tell us briefly under your introductory section. So please note, before you write, you must adequately consult literature online and do lots of online and desktop searches on the topic/issue you are researching. Avoid doing it haphazardly. You are not necessarily defining your concept. We are only interested in why this topic is a problem. So as I said earlier, you are not necessarily telling us that, okay, this is what female contraceptive is all about. This is what this is all about. These are the types of contraceptives that we have. No. You are only telling us that, okay, this is the topic that I want to sell to you people, and the aim of me selling these particular topics to you or introducing these particular topics to you is because I have already identified the problems in the society, which I felt by adequately investigating it will mitigate this problem presently or for future reference. That's what you are only telling us under your introductory section. Exception may come, maybe you trying to tell us, okay, operationalize, but don't mistake your introductory section with literature review. Don't mix it up. Introductory section, like from the word introduction, you are introducing me to your business. You are introducing me to your topic. You want me to have idea of what this topic is all about. At the same time, you are not expected to start telling me that, okay, this is what this is all about. If you continue operationalizing your concept or going deeper without problematizing your issues, your topic, then under your literature review again, there are possibility that what you did in chapter 1, which is your introductory section, you will repeat the same thing. So in order to avoid that, the introductory section, you are just trying to introduce people, your audience, into what your research entails, what they need to know about the issue or topics that you are discussing. And at the end, it's just like you plowing a land. You've plowed. At the end of the day, you have to aggravate everything and tell us that, okay, this, now that you have introduced you to my issue, to my topic, this is the problems that my topic aim at what? At resolving. Then if your topic, maybe you've introduced us to what your topics entails, mind you, as I said earlier, you are not going deeper into what? Into operationalization of concept. Although you may operationalize, but don't dwell on it. The aim is just to what? To tell us briefly what this topics is all about, maybe a schematic definition of the topic. Tell us the trends that has happened in this topic in relation to what other scholars have done, the problems they encounter over the years, especially during in this particular issue. Relate this to different social contexts. Okay, in America, in Europe, in sub-Saharan Africa, different social contexts. What has been the trends of this particular topic? Then you will not narrow it down to what? To your own locality. That okay, I won't discuss this. This is now the problems which I have identified in relation to what? To my own locality. You are not expanding the problems under what? Under your introductory section. Where you are going to expand the problems under your the problems which you've identified under your introductory section is what? The statement of problems. Yeah, I may mention that you cannot have a burning house and be looking. You need to call for help. Your statement of the problem comes when you've done lots of findings, you've identified what other scholars have done, and lastly, you've discovered the gap you want to fill. The aim of this gap is to tell us that after all the literature consultation, this is what you've been able to realize that needs specific attention. That is help. The aim is not to duplicate. Even if you want to replicate other findings, you have to tell us that this issue you want to replicate is novel and has not been filled up in the area or location where the study will be investigated. So this introductory statement of problems, we've talked about introductory section. You've identified your problems under your introductory section, but the statement of problems is more or less like, okay, we have to have idea of, okay, that's why they call it research, meaning there's nothing new under the sun. These topics that I'm researching, what's the stick of literature on it? What has other scholars written about it on it? Okay, so scholars did this. The aim is not to rubbish other scholars' work. That's the mistakes which most people make. The aim is not to rubbish what other scholars have done. The aim is to do what? Okay, maybe other scholars, they focused more on what? On male contraceptives over the years. Your research is now focusing on what? Female. That's a gap. Maybe other scholars, they focus more on female contraceptive, but the question is, maybe your research is now what? It's now investigating reason why some women don't use contraceptive, don't make use of contraceptive. That is another gap. Maybe other scholars may be like, okay, religions propel contraceptive use. in your own findings, after you've consulted a lot of literature, you've identified, okay, what scholars A said, the gap which he failed to fill, what scholar B said, you've identified the gap which he failed to fill. Then at the end of everything, after you've already identified, okay, so person, according to so person, he wrote on this, it was, you will tell us that, okay, this person did something on female contraceptive, or did something on contraceptive. This was his findings. Okay, another person, maybe a similar study, also did something related to it. You will tell us what was the findings. At the end of the day, by that you are telling us that, okay, this is the state of knowledge in this particular issue which I'm researching. You are not just telling us that, okay, these topics that I'm researching on, there's no one has done it before. No, you will always find something similar to it. Even if no one has written on it, you will always find something similar to it that can buttress your point, especially that can help you, especially if to know the state of knowledge, to know, okay, what has other scholars written on it. So basically, you are telling us that so person has done this. This was what the scholar gets. So person also did this. This was what he got. Another person, a similar study conducted in the year 1996, also did something similar to what scholar A did. This was what he got. It's just like thesis, antithesis, and synthesis, in the sense that scholar A said this, scholar B said this, scholar C said this. You will not aggravate everything together, as I said earlier. Then you will not tell us that, fine, although all other scholars, they've researched in this particular area, this is now my own focus, which I will like to investigate. You will not expand your own focus, like, okay, though a lot of scholars, they've done something related to it, this is why I am interested in this particular area, different from what other scholars have done. And they did this. However, the aim of this study is to do what? Is to focus more on what? On this. Once you've already tell us that, okay, this is where your research is heading to, then you will now begin to what? Expand on it, that, okay, this particular issue that I've mentioned, how is it a problem? That's where you will now begin to what? To fine-tune it, to expand it a little bit, that, okay, it's a problem, is this, and that. Although sometimes, as I said earlier, the aim is not to duplicate, but most times you can duplicate a research, in the sense that if you've identified that a particular topic is being carried out, assuming that maybe a particular topic is being carried out in Europe alone, and you feel the reason why they carry this particular research in Europe is because they are experiencing this particular problem. You now felt that, okay, these particular problems which they are experiencing, or which they experienced, similar situation, similar problem is also happening in your own locality, in your own country. You can investigate that particular topic in your own country, in your own context, assuming that maybe maybe you are trying to look at transit crime. Maybe lot of focus, lot of attention have been devoted towards the European country. Maybe recently you just discovered that maybe through news you just heard that maybe someone was robbed while traveling. Maybe series of cases like that continuously for over 3 months. You may want to borrow the idea of what other scholars did in their own society and use that knowledge to solve your own societal problems through research. Then that is when a kind of duplication comes into play. But it's not actually a duplication, but it's just a kind of you replicating this study in other location, because these two location, or the society which you want to execute this particular study has similar problems which has been identified by other scholars in other location. So that is where duplication and replication comes into play. Common mistakes which most people usually make, especially when they are writing introductory section and statement of problems. You don't have to waste all your bullets in the introductory section. Rather, waste it a little bit under your statement of the problem, and waste it all under your literature review. In the SOP section, which is the statement of problem section, you need to cite, make reference to what other scholars have done through their findings, and bring out the salient gap which your study intends to fill at the end of the SOP. It is good to make your voice show or count, but make sure you don't write without citing. Citing gives credibility to your research. The reason why you must be conscious of your bullet in your SOP is that in as much you want to make reference to other scholars, you must also be conscious of overcrowded references / citation / wordiness, which may eventually lead to you deviating from your focus. Remember, the SOP is your house that is on fire and needs attention of firefighter / people for quenching. The firefighter or people most times is your audience or grant reviewer. Be factual. Remember, your house is on fire and you have sick parents inside. What this section is just trying to tell you that, okay, in as much as maybe you have to make reference to what other scholars have done, both in your introductory section and in your literature statement of problem, you must also be conscious in the sense that where you are allowed to cite as many scholars, you can cite 1,000 scholars, is under your literature review, which is your chapter 2. Under your literature review, that is the purpose of literature review, is to look out for what other scholars have done in this particular area. There you can have maybe like 60 pages, 500 pages of literature review, depending on your strength, depending on the volume of literature you get online. But under your introductory section and your statement of problem, you have to be very, very careful, in the sense that it is not all journals or all citations that you will have to report. You have to be able to what? To aggravate different thoughts together. Okay, scholar A said this, scholar B said this. If you read maybe like similar journals, maybe you have 5 journals or 5 textbooks that talks about the same issues, that got the same findings. You don't have to tell us that. You don't have to start repeating, okay, this is what scholar A said, this is what scholar B said, this is what scholar C said. No. Assuming that maybe scholar A said the factor propelling transit crime are unemployment and absence of security personnel. Maybe scholar B also said absence, lack of job and absence of security personnel. You don't have to include scholar B, because what scholar A said and what scholar B said are the same thing. If you have scholar C, maybe scholar C said aside from unemployment, poverty is also part of the propelling factors of what? Of transit crime. Then if you now want to combine it together, it then begins to look at, okay, scholar A, B, C said child sexual abuse is propelled by, you list those factors and you include their names there. Where you are only permitted to what? To include is maybe if they have the diverse opinion towards that particular issue. Maybe if scholar A, if maybe like 20 scholars said that, okay, transit crime is caused by what? By unemployment. Maybe you just notice like 2 or 3 scholars have like deviating opinion towards it, like, oh, no. Transit crime is not caused by what? By unemployment. Rather, it is caused by what? So factor. You can include that. But meaning, if you have similar opinion, similar assertion towards towards your research, or if you have similar opinion on this particular issue which you are investigating on, you don't have what? To cite them up. You only look out for the robust one, while you make sure that the conflicting one, you cite it, and a more robust, maybe you cite another one, maybe another scholar also expand more on it, that you felt it will give credibility to your previous findings which you noted. You can also include it. At the same time also, the reason why you must not waste your bullet is that you are limited. Under your introductory section and your statement of problems, you are limited to number of word counts, number of pages. Most times in your literature review, you are not limited, because they know that, everybody knows that, every scholars know that literature review is basically what? For literature consultation. So in the sense that you have to basically tell us reason why we should be interested in your topic, why your topic is germane, what other scholars have done, and what the gap you intend to fill. So I hope you've been able to gain 1 or 2 things in this today's episode of Cardoon's or research process. If you have any question, if you have any clarification, you are free to drop it at the comment section, and I will be glad to respond to it. So, and also, if you are a new subscriber, don't forget to turn on your notification button and subscribe to this channel so as to stay updated on latest video which I will be dropping. By turning on your notification button, it will keep you abreast of my latest video. So I hope you've gained one or two things in today's video, and I hope to see you more in my next video. Once again, I appreciate your time for viewing it. God bless you. See you in my next video. Thank you.